guys, welcome to That Pedal Show. Josh here. Hello, and welcome to the greatest crossover event in all of YouTube history. On today's episode, I have two guests, Dan and Mick, and we're gonna play a game that is life or death. Here's the scenario and here are the rules. Are you ready? They're not ready, but I'm ready. You're on a plane. You're leaving this beautiful English countryside behind on your way to Winter Nam. The plane crashes on an island that no one's ever seen. And on this island, there are no survivors except you, the struggling guitarist that you are, a bass player, and a mildly successful drummer. What do? You realize that you could form a band, and that becomes important because you also realize that there's a cannibalistic tribe on this island, and the only thing to keep yourself alive is to give them the guitar performance of your lifetime, because it may be the end of that lifetime. The rules are simple. 4 pedals, 1 amp, 1 guitar, and 2 minutes to show why anyone even cares about this episode. So for instance, I'm going to hit start on the timer, and I have a Telecaster, because really, I don't think it got any better. I have a stock Fender Hot Rod Deluxe with some reverb on. Here's the clean tone. A Unicorn at the front, and I leave it on vibrato mode real lightly, and sometimes I just leave it on all the time. My first stage overdrive is a blues breaker because That Pedal Show didn't have a Morning Glory. Not gonna get into that. I set that as if the amp was a little more cranked than it is. And then a Klon Centaur after that as a stacking pedal. I'll never use it alone, and I only use it when the blues breaker's on, which is always on, if that makes sense. A quarter note delay that's always on faintly. That's a Cub. And just depend on the guitar pickups mainly. Ten seconds left. All right. Who wants to go first?
Dan.
All right.
Oh.
So Dan, it's your turn.
Okay.
I need to remind you, you're standing in front of a cannibal tribe on an island that no one knows where this is. Your cell phone's not working.
Okay.
This is life or death. Okay? Life or death. I'm hitting start, and it's up to you to convince really everyone.
Okay.
Especially the cannibals.
Okay. Red Telecaster into the matchless King Cobra, like this. A little bit of reverb in the amplifier. First stop, Analogman Sunface NKT. Because Fuzz is glorious. Different gain stage using the JHS Thunderbolt. Superbolt even. Boss BF1 Flanger.
You hear those dogs? I don't know if cannibals bark, but they're coming for you. Mick, you're up. Let me lay it out again for you. I feel like it needs to be said again. These guys are hungry. Okay? See them out there? Look into their eyes and realize it's past dinner time and they've been up all day. Okay? Here we go.
Okay, Fender Strat, Fender Super Reverb, sounds like this. JHS Double Barrel.
So before I give my opinion, because yeah, like it really matters my opinion at this point. You're in front of cannibals. I want you to walk through your choices. So Dan, you go first. Then I'll tell you what I thought about it.
Okay. Fuzz, because it's such a dynamic thing.
It's primitive. They're primitive.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe that's a point.
The Superbolt that we played today, and I love that the transistor breakup drive things. Similar reaction to the power boost that we're playing today.
Yeah.
In that same sort of vibe. Flanger, I just picked this up in Japan a few weeks ago, the BF1, and I'm absolutely in love with it. I love Flanger's modulation, it's great. And finally, the Tensor by Red Panda. This is my favorite pedal find in a long time. It's basically a tape delay simulator, and a tape effect simulator, I should say, and you can loop with it. So on the island, I want to be able to loop things.
I saw this happening, and it fascinated me. Will it fascinate a hungry cannibal?
Because once you create a loop, then you slow it down and then reverse that loop, and you create. And I love those sort of textures. And then from there, it was just noise.
I think you were summoning Sonic Thunder, and they just think you're going to taste better.
Here are the 3 points. First of all, the fact that you use the Superbolt is humbling and beautiful to me. So, thank you. If you die, I want you to know thank you. Secondly, the BF1 came out of nowhere. I would never have imagined such. That you have the guts to put a flanger down on the board out of 4 pedals. Do you feel that? If you're going to go... I mean, it's a commitment. It's a commitment, and I have mad respect. And this Tensor pedal, I'm familiar with some of their other products. That was wild, and I want to dare say this. You had a shoegazer vibe going.
Oh, yeah.
And I would have never pegged you for a shoegazer guy.
Finally.
Thousands will disagree.
I don't care what they say. My opinion right now is what I heard was Dan had the heart of a shoegazer. And... Okay, so Mick, same thing. reminder here. You may never be seen again, and you really can't undo what you did, so really I'm just going to let you explain what you did. Because it's done. The deed is done. They're in the back voting.
Yep. Okay, so my two favourite pedals ever probably are a Tube Screamer and a Klon, and
Okay.
I'm sucking up to the judge a bit by choosing your take on both of those classic designs because, right,
No.
on the Moonshine...
No. The Moonshine's a Screamer, but the Morning Glory's a Bluesbreaker.
Oh, is it? I thought it was a Clonny.
It is.
Well, there you go.
I don't think it counts against you.
Shows you what I know, doesn't it? God,
That's
I
fine.
always thought it was Clonny.
That's fine. A lot of people do, and I'm glad you said that.
Well, there you go. Ignorance is bliss, because I thought it sounded great. This when the some of the compression is taken out of the Screamer side of it.
Yeah.
That's what I love. I love that. So to be able to stack that with something else, to have two gain options in one pedal.
Do the Cannibals love that?
I think they understand the guttural, visceral rock of gain stacking. I think they get it. I didn't know that. So
That's okay.
so my
There's
opinion is
zero judgment here.
My opinion
but
is-
over there's a different story.
I know.
Okay.
Oh, you idiot. My opinion has been changed. Deja vibe because I got it yesterday.
We both chose a vibe.
Yeah.
There's a kindred kinship here.
18 volts, loads of headroom. Just, I think the Cannibals will have totally got that because they would have felt like.
Yeah.
But they might have felt like they wanted to eat me.
It might have made
As a
them
result,
hungrier.
they might have, had bowel movements of reminding them that they were hungry. Free the zone flight time. Now,
Which looks like part of the spacecraft or aircraft that landed. It's almost like you pulled it out of the panel of the plane and did something there.
and I could show it to them and they'd be like,
Yeah. I hear you.
it might give me another 30
You
seconds
do,
to
out
turn
of
and run.
all of us, you have this digital looking advantage of being fancy.
Being modern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They may think you're God. You don't want to eat God. So keep going.
Okay, so that's why that's there, and it does loads of different delays, and it's got modulation, and it's got high and low pass filters on the delay, so you can make it sound like lots of delays. Supro trem because it does the harmonic thing, which I love. Again, guttural,
Visceral.
makes you feel fantastic. Movement.
I want to make note here. A couple things. Number one is you had a vintage approach, very stratty, kind of earthy approach. Dan had the shoegazing, almost magical kind of thing going. Something he was shooting for, like he was trying to say to the Cannibals, "There's another world out there," and you're saying to the Cannibals, "You're fine where you are." But when you hit the free the tone, you actually started entertaining.
Yeah.
Here's the question I need to know. Did the pedals take you to that place, or was it your need for survival in front of them?
Oh.
So are you a performer?
Yeah.
So
I
you
think
mixed... Okay.
At that point it was, and I don't know if I was antagonizing them or...
Because there's a difference here. Not much
There was
performance.
fear in your eyes
Yeah, yeah.
during the performance.
No, I was trying to put fear in their eyes.
I see.
We have-
If you've ever seen Phil Lynott do it with his, he has a reflective scratch plate on the P bass,
Yeah.
and he used to
Blinding people.
push the light back into people's eyes.
Like I said, I can't make this judgment, but here's what we're going to do. I'm going to leave it up to you, the trusted viewer, and I want you in the comments to decide who is killed mercilessly and eaten. You've all wanted to do it, let's be honest. I've read the comments on their site and ours. It's fine. I want you to decide who is eaten based on what you saw presented here in this court of law. I think you can do it. I think it's going to be fine for one of you.
It's been great knowing you, mate.
Yeah. Yeah, brilliant.
Who do you think won, you or him?
I think Mick by a tasty nose.
Who do you think won?
I think Dan was the more experimental.
It's up to you. It's up to you because I don't have a vote. I will vote under an anonymous username that I've made for YouTube.
But if I have to play this gig every night for the rest of my life, can you please eat me?
All right. Thanks for watching this episode. I've had a killer time, literally.
If you like this episode, please hit like and subscribe.
And hit the bell for notifications of new episodes every Thursday.